If you like talking,
Women.
Ladies,
men,
topic,
Conversations.
and occasional uninformed politics,
multiple talking women is for you.
Hit it! Hey everybody, it's Paula Gherkin. Welcome back to Multiple Talking Women. We are here with your hosts.
Felicity Bramble-Bush.
And Lana Brown.
And then we have our special guest today.
You know, our special guest, I'm looking at her right now. And you know that one thing I'm very passionate about is people who shine and have beautiful skins.
Oh.
And this person is glowing.
Yeah.
And it's really bringing me life, as the kids say. So congratulations, Miss KRISTEN WIIG.
Oh, wow.
Yay.
Thanks.
Yay.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure you're not using Vaseline on your skin, but it's got that kind of a glow.
Well, thank you. It's
does.
just moisturizer.
It's an inner light, I think. I think she's lit from within, frankly.
Wow. Thank you, ladies. I'm very happy to be here.
Yay.
Yes.
You know,
great.
lit from within, actually, I think is sort of like profound because I've been following your career and seeing you kind of from the beginning. And you do have a life force that's like ebullient, magical, and it just kind of seeps from you. So,
Wow. I don't know what to say, ladies. I feel I don't know what to say. Thank you, Lana. That's very nice.
Well, we're just so happy to have you here. We had a lot of hope for ourselves at one point in this
in this world of entertainment.
In this world of entertainment. And, you know, part of the reason why we like to have people of your stature, frankly, on is to learn a thing or two. You know what we could use at this point is like some career Ozempic, like a quick fix.
Well, actually, career Ozempic would mean
I feel like that would
be
take it
making
away.
skinny
Shrink it.
down.
Oh, okay, then
No.
in reverse.
You need a career plumping.
A career plumping.
But I just want to mention real quick, Felicity's been in an accident.
I see the
It's true,
cast.
I
I'm
did.
so sorry.
I
What?
took a tumble down my stairs. I'm convinced it was one of my children, probably Ezekiel.
I mean,
He's very angry with me since I made him wear this costume that was far too small. And
Oh, you think your child pushed you down the
yes,
stairs?
yes,
well,
yes.
she thinks he's overweight, so she purposely puts him in small clothing to make him feel bad. So I wouldn't put it past him to push you, and I think he should have.
Well, his brother is a cracker model, and
I'm sorry?
his brother is a model for crackers.
Like on the cracker box?
Yeah,
Pepperidge Farm.
it's a Pepperidge Farm
crackers?
cracker.
I didn't know they had people on the boxes.
No,
It's
I thought they
new.
were elves.
It's new. My other son's, Jeremiah's extremely handsome. If I'm talking strangers, because I did land on my teeth as well.
Oh my
So
gosh,
there's
directly
maybe a little
on your
a
teeth.
whistle when I talk.
Speaking of plumping, though, I think it did something great to your lips.
Well, thank you. They're extremely swollen.
Great.
So
Well, speaking
That's
of
the look.
Speaking of moving on,
I'd love to.
I'd like to hear, you
Yeah.
know, kind of
How
sort
we know
of.
each other?
You know what I like? Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yes.
Well, I mean, I'm here. This Paula, she's saved my life.
Oh,
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
tell us more.
Yeah.
I found her, and I needed some work done on my house.
Yeah.
She repaved my driveway.
Whoa.
Yeah. I paved a driveway, and while I was paving, I look in the kitchen window,
Yeah.
and she's had some kind of actually, it might have been a cracker, and I see her choking.
Yeah.
And I threw a rock through the window.
Door was open, but
I went for the fastest route.
How is
And
it?
I,
you jumped right through the window.
I went through the window, and I,
Yeah.
grabbed her.
But it wasn't the Heimlich. It was like a different technique.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was more from the front.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
was
I
kind of
grabbed
a
her from the front
Punch.
and punched her in the back.
Yeah.
Oh.
And over
And in
my
the stomach at the same time.
That's right.
And guess what? Out came the cracker.
over my shoulder like a baby. She came right out. Yeah.
And then came the weeping.
Cool.
Because I saw my life
Yeah.
flash.
Yeah.
And
Oh, gosh. I guess
anyway,
I'm
I
glad
owe a
it's-
lot to
Well, that's what I said. Right away. I said
right away.
well,
I was still upset. And you asked me to
and I said, come to do our podcast.
come on the podcast.
I was kind of. I'll be honest. I was hoping something like that might happen. Because I thought, how am I going to get her here? She's
well,
got a lot of IMDb credits, and it might be tough to get her here.
I'm
so.
happy to be here and
Great.
do this for you. And again, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't
Right.
for
That's
wasn't for
right.
you.
Here or here. Now, you like to sometimes start.
I like to start at the beginning.
Okay, fine. You go ahead.
Thank you. I want to know. We talked about inner light. We talked about glowing. All of the things. When did that get rolling? Were you a child? Were you
I was a child.
You were? And when you were a child, did anybody say, whoa, this kid's going places? How did
No.
you know? No?
Never.
When did you know I might be able to do comedy or maybe television or movie shows?
Did you make Mama and Papa laugh?
I don't know if I did. My dad is a funny man.
Okay.
So I think I get whatever I have from him. But no, I didn't start until much later in life.
You didn't do plays?
What funny, strange, or what was he in the industry?
No. He was in the boat business.
Oh,
And then
I know a lot about boats.
in the wire business, which I thought maybe you would be interested in.
Wire?
Yeah.
Wire tapping?
Yeah, no, just wires, like cables and wires.
That doesn't sound like a real job.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I think that's what he did.
I love it.
that's
Boats and wires.
Guess what? Look what you're talking into here.
I mean, it's become quite the business now that he's out of it, and we all have a lot of wires.
You
that
get a
we're
lot of
Like
using.
wires.
everything is based on wires.
Everything's wires.
Right, he was ahead of
Kind
his.
of
He was
true.
ahead of his
Oh, unless
time.
it's wireless.
Did he have wire jokes? Boat jokes.
No. No, just a good sense of humor. Maybe he might have some boat jokes, but I don't remember any of them.
So you're a kid. Are you doing any elementary school plays? Are you
Not
doing
really?
No.
No, like
What were you doing?
Munchkin and
Tree
Wizard of
houses?
Oz, and you know what I mean. Nothing like starring because I was actually really shy, so I didn't. It was a
Really?
surprise to me and to my family that I got into this business.
And when did that? Was that a high school thing? Was that a college thing? When did you go? Hey, I want to.
No, it was after that. It
Really?
was. I moved to LA and I auditioned for like an improv group. You know, I got the info from the back of the drama log. If you ladies remember the drama log,
Oh, yeah.
Just
That's
some
our
of-
primary source of
Sure.
everything.
Yeah, we're on there every day.
is it still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We look up for jobs constantly, but it hasn't been working out.
Oh, so you guys are trying to.
Well,
Well, we are, but we're trying to be smarter about it this time. We're not driving to Simi Valley to audition for regional theater any longer.
Yeah.
We're going to be smarter about our careers, is what we're saying. So yes, we're on the drama log.
but so you actually got something from it.
Well, yeah, it was like an improv.
Still.
Well, but wait,
Group,
did
yeah.
you ever do improv before?
No, I never did. But it was one of those things where I think everyone that auditioned got into it.
Did you also pay money to be a part of it?
I didn't. No.
Oh, well,
I
that's
didn't.
great because I've spent a lot of money to be a part of clubs.
Oh.
I want to say this word in a positive way. It's going to sound negative, but I'm going to say the audacity
Okay, well,
of
Barack
a woman
Obama.
to strut in to an audition after not having done that and say, "Hey, I want to join a thing I've never done before."
I think it's
I never
bravery.
thought about it that way. I mean, I just kind of felt like I want to do something. And I'm trying to remember if I had seen a Groundling show. I think I had, because that was really like the beginning for me. I saw a Groundling show and I was like, what are they doing? Because I'd never seen improv. I'd never heard of improv. I remember seeing Jennifer Coolidge up there. And yeah, kind of like.
So this troupe that you're speaking about, was it the ground?
No, it was called Sane Asylum.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
clever.
Yes.
I
That's
heard
funny.
that you also are a visual artist, though. And before you did the improv and acting, you actually know how to create art, like with your hands.
Well, my mom is a really good painter.
Wow.
And that was sort of what I studied before I.
Because so there's
Got
some
into this.
artisticness always running through your veins.
Yes.
Visual arts is really hard.
Through your cables,
Oh,
Through my
your
cables.
Oh,
Get up
nice.
to my
through your
dad.
wires.
Yeah.
I think they call that a callback in the biz.
Oh, yeah, I think they do.
So you got in, and then I bet the Sane Asylum. I bet you started being. It was just kind of like magic, probably.
It was very fun. It was kind of like I had discovered something that I had wanted to tap into my whole life, but couldn't quite describe to people.
Wow.
So you do
Yeah.
that for a while.
And then I started taking classes at the Groundlings.
Then you start taking classes at the Groundlings, and then you just zoom, zoom, zoom all the way up through the Groundlings. Taking classes.
Yeah,
we know a
just-
little bit about the Groundling. We've had a lot of Groundlings.
lot
on
of
here.
Groundlings
Do you know the game
guests.
Zip Zap Zop?
I do.
We played that.
Oh, you have?
We've played that. We're not bad at it.
No, we're pretty good. We're pretty quick. Anyways,
That's
maybe,
a good. That's a good.
Maybe later we'll play.
That's a good improv game.
Sure.
The old zip zap.
Takes
zap.
a lot of smarts.
It does.
Yeah.
Because you got to follow.
Right.
After the zip comes the
Zop,
followed
zap,
by the
shoot.
see. Oh, Paula.
Exactly. Exactly.
I lost it so fast.
You know, I have a question. When I watch you, I feel like you are someone who's truly having a good time doing the comedy and laughing a lot. And I think that's part of this inner light too, is like you really seem to enjoy laughing. Were you
Except
always
she's
a
not
laugher?
a laugher like she breaks a lot. That's rare.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You can feel her joy, is what you're saying.
I can feel it. I feel like you really love
I do.
funny
There's an
things.
inner joy.
I do.
Yeah.
I think you have to. There's so much of what we do that can be not fun.
Yes.
And you can kind of overthink a lot of things. And I have found sort of going back to that base of like, this should be fun and being with
Yes.
fun people. Working hard, but like not taking it seriously. You know what I mean by that. So I
Yes.
think that
Yeah.
Yes.
We
If you're
hate
not
on
having fun-
ourselves sometimes.
You what?
Hate on ourselves
yes.
so much
Well,
to
I
a
think
point.
everybody, yeah.
It's hard.
Not
Can I
me.
just also say people can't see, but Felicity's really struggling, and when she's talking, it's like she can barely move robotically. So just
I'm also worried about
listeners-
how close your mouth is to this microphone.
Yeah, it's
you are
like
not 2
on
fists
it.
away, as we've been taught.
Okay, but she really tapped in on something that I think people really like about Kristen is when they're watching her, it's a warmth. But then there's all this talent of ability to do things like impressions that are like people do impressions. This impressions for her is funnier. It's crazy. But then her
I don't feel like
original,
that's really my strong suit.
any character you create is real.
Thank you.
That comes from the Groundlings,
Okay.
probably, because that's what we've heard about.
Yeah.
Okay, can we get back on track, please? So you are
God.
at the Groundlings, and you're going through the classes. And at one point you hear, ring, 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 hi, this is SNL calling to have you to come here, right? Is that how it goes?
Well, the show doesn't call you directly.
Oh.
My manager at the time had reached out to see if they could we could send in a tape.
Now, is this feeling, at that point, does that feel kind of wild to you? Because you're like, I just kind of started this thing, and now we're talking about
Yeah.
me going over to Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, because I obviously watched the show a lot, and that is a goal of I think a lot of people that do sketch comedy. There aren't that many places that you can go do crazy characters and write sketches and things like that. So I had thought about it, but it was never like
Yeah.
it wasn't like, oh, this is my end all be all thing that I'm gonna try to do. I
Which
don't
is-
know. I mean,
It's
yeah, it was
probably a really helpful way to go into it. And
yeah,
with
because
the
it's like,
spirit
who,
of like,
I was like, that's not gonna happen.
right, interesting.
So your manager reaches out, and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll see her.
Yeah, so we
Is that how it
sent in a
works?
tape.
You make
and
a tape.
Really, the tape was just Groundlings sketches. I don't even know if I taped anything myself. And then, yeah, I got the audition, and then I freaked out.
Wow.
Did you freak out before?
I did because I don't do. The audition felt very like almost like one woman show. Like I've never done stand up. I hadn't done a lot of like monologue work. I'm used to like working with people. I like playing off people. I like working with other people and improvising. So I felt like that was, to me, that was like my biggest challenge of what that 5 minutes was going to be. Of like, how do I do my characters if I'm not in a scene with my friends?
Right.
But you're a hard worker because when you moved to LA, and you talked about this before, but you worked many different jobs. You're like a hard worker.
So you
So you-
figured it out.
Well, you probably tackled this like you tackled, didn't you tackle a hot dog place?
A hot dog place?
No one's ever put it that way. Yeah, I did work in a hot dog.
That's not easy.
Restaurant.
A hot dog on a stick?
A
No,
hot dog restaurant?
It
Make
was
pinkies.
called Hollywood Hot Dog, R.I.P. And it was like a hot dog based
How many places?
restaurant. It was
said-
in Beverly Hills.
Oh, in Beverly Hills.
Wow.
Okay.
It was in Beverly Hills. Yes, and it was called Hollywood Hot Dog Company. Yeah.
Wow.
It was for people in Beverly Hills who wanted to kind of slum it.
Well, it was like gourmet hot
fancy.
dogs. It was like,
Oh.
gourmet
Sure.
toppings.
Did you ever wait on celebrity clientele?
John Lovitz did come in here.
Oh, and he's a
I was-
groundling guy.
And I was very starstruck meeting him.
Ooh, this
Yeah.
is a hot
This is a hot
gossip,
scoop.
Hot scoop.
Very hot.
Kristen Wiig waited on John Lovitz 30
At
years ago.
a hot dog restaurant.
But I guess what I'm getting at is from what I know, this person is someone who works hard,
Yes.
and puts the money where the mouth is or whatever.
I think
it
that's
is.
the expression.
She
This
works hard.
person goes down on fun.
Yes.
I go down on fun. Oh, I like that.
This is what I'm getting. But for someone who has followed fun and these organic collaborative experiences, to be put in a position where like, well, now be great for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There's something not as fun about that. So I understand how that could be a real freak out.
Yeah, how are you feeling, by the way?
Yeah,
I
it's
just want to
not
check
looking
in.
great.
I just want to check in on you.
It's looking kind of stiff.
I just want to make sure.
And now I'm starting to see the teeth, the jaggedness of the teeth.
I'm okay. I feel like a little bit like I'm just dancing on the edge of something.
Oh, I want to feel that way.
Dancing on the edge of darkness.
Well, she does. Kristen can also dance, but that's getting ahead of ourselves.
We're getting ahead of ourselves, and
wow.
I don't like the jumping.
Okay,
ahead.
so you're
She likes
on
to
the
stay on task.
stage.
That's one thing I know about Paula.
Rockefeller Center,
Oh,
right?
Yeah, you're at Rockefeller Center.
yep.
How did the audition go, and how did you feel?
Right.
I felt okay about it. I think because I was very scared to do it. And you know that feeling like once you've done something that you're really scared of, you're kind of like, I don't even care what happens. I'm proud of myself.
Relief.
Yes.
And I was relieved.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I felt like I did that. That was great. Goodbye, New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I came back and I didn't hear anything. And then they asked me to come audition again, which I was like, I didn't know how to take that, but I was like, now I have to find 5 more minutes.
it had to be different.
It was very
That's
scary.
stressful.
It had to, yeah, it was kind of like, it'd be great if it was new stuff, but
Which
because
is-
they've seen
is
it.
code
And I was
for
like, I
please.
gave you my best.
Right.
I crammed it all into 5 minutes. I don't know. Which I think in the end was a good lesson for me because I've had those experiences where I'm like, I'm all out. And then you
have to push.
you find new things. And then I did that second audition and then I never heard anything. And then the show premiered and I thought, oh, well,
That's got to be hard.
I don't think I got that job.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then after the 4th show, then I got the call.
the season had already begun.
It already had started, yeah.
What did they?
And they were
kick
like, can you
someone
be
to
here
the
on
curb?
Wednesday?
No, on Wednesday, and you
Yeah.
uproot your entire life.
Yeah, can you move here?
Did you take someone's place, or they just?
No, it was
Oh.
just...
You go there on a Wednesday. Are you on the stage on Saturday?
No, they wanted me to come see the show on
Okay.
Saturday.
Okay.
So I watched Lance Armstrong
Oh, wow.
was hosting, and I just like went in there and like by
It's
myself
like the
and just
era where
watched
he
the show.
was like married to Sheryl Crow, maybe.
I don't remember.
When she said Lance Armstrong, I thought Neil Armstrong for
I
a
knew you
minute,
did.
And I was
And you got really
imagining
excited.
walking on the moon.
I bet you're attracted to Neil Armstrong.
Well, he can go to the universe.
Wow.
He can go to the universe.
Didn't he?
I guess so.
Well, he technically went to part of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
mean,
that's pretty great. So
okay.
you get there, and then you're this person who works hard, but also there's this natural talent seeping out of your bones.
Yeah.
And it's great.
It's great. So then you watch it, and then you're in. You start the next week.
Yes.
Wow.
And
Yes. Had to find an apartment and
That's
and
crazy.
and it's
Yeah,
a
it was
thing of
very-
like you kind of find your people, and you find
There were other groundling type people there, right?
yes.
That you knew.
Yes.
That
I knew
helps.
Will Forte.
yes.
I had met Jason Sudeikis, although he wasn't a groundling. I'd met him when I went out to do the audition. Maya
Sure.
Kent.
Parnell, I think was
Kent
yes.
there?
And,
Chris
no,
Parn-
Kent wasn't there yet.
Okay.
Kent,
Chris Parnell was a groundling.
Yeah.
he was, yes,
Yes. Okay.
yeah. So it was terrifying
yeah.
because everyone knew it. You get very close when you're there, and I just you walk in sort of like hi.
I have kind of like going in, not just like, which I know La Paula likes the fact, but I want to just question. You've been through some things so far in this story and in your life, like not getting the call, not having no idea what's happening, then joining something which is exciting, but it's like, I'm the new person. How do you keep your emotional, psychological, like keep going? Because I know for like Felicity and I, if one thing somebody says no, I'm just done. For
They take to the couch for weeks.
for weeks. You
I mean,
have
I have a little bit of that in
You
me
do that?
for
Mhm.
sure. Not the no part, but I get affected by things.
Even
Yeah, I
recently?
can go
Does
to the
that even
couch.
happen recently? Like, is there anything recently you were like, wow, I wanted that and I didn't get that?
No,
thing?
not so much like the job part. I think
life is
just life. Yeah, I can
You're a normal human with feelings.
Exactly.
Got it.
But do you have
Yeah.
any tips and tricks just for people to make it through life without wanting to say, I'm done?
I mean, I do think because the show was different and live every week, there was something that was like, you got to let it go. You got to just, you have to just on to the next and
That's a
not
good
hold
piece
it.
of
So I do
advice.
think that helped me with things and that you can always start over. You can have a new week. You can have a new you a little bit.
I love that.
Yeah, I think that helped me because I can ruminate.
Yeah, I can too. And for life, it is good to let's not just keep thinking about whatever happened last week. Let's move on. And you had to because it's like, I got to be on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Do you guys still do like...
It's too much for me. I can't do it. But I'm talking to you, it's feeding me a little bit.
Do you do like, what kind of stuff do you like to do? Like, is it comedy stuff? Is it...
I mean,
More
more
background, but in the back of a
dancing,
dancing
singing,
type thing.
dancing and singing, mostly.
trying.
In the background.
Trying.
So you guys met doing all that sort of...
We were
but
Jellicoe
how did
fans,
you
yeah.
find...
Tell the
just so I can
story.
ask, just to know, because I don't know how you guys know each other.
I worked at Felicity's kids' school.
As a
That's
groundskeeper.
right, groundskeeper.
Yeah, as a groundskeeper. And
Bush,
her child
mostly bush
was
patrol.
almost got hit by a car. And I ran
Darted out.
and I got that kid out of the way.
Wow, so
then-
you've saved lives left and right.
That's right.
And then after she saved them, what did you say to her?
I said, "Have you ever produced a podcast?"
And then that was it. I quit. I quit that day and I started producing this bar. I had never done it, but I can do,
Because we were like, we
fascinating.
can't
Do
get things
anything.
together organized. Like we have an idea, but she actually makes it work.
I make it work.
That's right.
Well, I got you here.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you did.
Yeah.
Saved my life.
Yeah, wow.
That's right.
And we're dealing with a lot of personal issues,
Oh.
so
Like,
we had to get that
anything
in
you
line.
want to like...
my husband is in rehab. He's a Republican senator who's in rehab for his addiction to elderly nude bodies. Frankly, he's a
Gerontophile?
Gerontophile, yeah. So that's where I'm just
To each their own.
to each their own. but
Also,
I'm-
probably why the kids are acting out at home.
you know what? That's probably right.
Yeah.
That's probably right. But I feel like I've taken up too much time.
Can we back up just for a second?
Sure.
How did you find out about this?
Nudies on his computer.
And how old are we talking?
80 plus.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's a tough thing to find.
Peeping Toms, situations.
Oh, yeah. He's in
researching.
windows of assisted livings and nursing homes.
He's
peeping
crawling
there.
in vents above like water aerobics classes. Any just anything.
And they have a rehab for this?
They do in Pasadena, which is where we located too.
And he's so okay. And you're trying to make it work.
I'm trying to make it work. So yes.
And I think there's some advice you could get today, which is stop ruminating on that past. And
You know what
try
I'm
to-
taking?
Well, I mean, I
I'm
don't know. I think
soaking
you
up-
might need to rethink. This may not be a
Yeah.
just move on kind of a situation.
Well, that's also a really good point. But sometimes I just want to throw myself into the work.
The work meaning this.
All right. Can we talk
This.
about Kristen again, please?
You might want to circle back
What
with
do
you
you-
later
what-
on some of this stuff.
What do you got? You got any good, like, hot stuff coming out we want to keep our eyes open for?
We just skipped over so
hot
much
programs?
of Kristen's life.
Listen,
It's okay.
I'm just curious. I'm curious. Like, am I keeping my eye open on Netflix? Am I keeping my eye open on the big screen? Where am I looking right now?
Well,
to see your face.
I have a show coming out in March on Apple called Palm Royale that I'm very excited
Palm
about.
Royale?
Palm Royale, yes. So that's sort of next.
Hey, you heard it here
for
first.
me.
Yeah.
Well, I have talked about it quite a bit.
No, I
don't
think
know.
this might be exclusive.
This is probably
This
exclusive.
is exclusive.
Yeah. No. That's
Come on here
exciting to see you now in some new
What
on a
is
new
it?
character.
What can you say anything about it? Who are you on Palm Royale?
Who am I? I play a character named Maxine. It takes place
I
in
love that name.
1969.
Oh God.
Yes,
Period
in Palm
piece.
Beach. So it's very sort of Slim Aarons type visually. And yeah, it's about my characters trying to get into the high society of Palm Beach and a lot of, I'm going to say the word hijinks here because I feel like you ladies love
I
that
love
word.
hijinks.
Hijinks.
Yes.
ensues.
I think
Okay.
that's
Yes.
like a theme in that we all feel is wanting to get in with whatever group it might be. In this case, it sounds pretty elite.
And also just like, why do we try to
Right.
get into these
To go where we're not
to
wanted,
go
maybe.
or just to be someone we're not or just to like I think I'll be happy if I'm in this sort of group
they
or
like
friends
me.
with these people if they like
Community is the basic
part
human
is-
need.
me. Yeah.
But it starts in like junior high, and then before that, cavemen. If you weren't accepted into the group in cavemen, you were dead.
You were killed.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big thing behind your show, probably.
Is there murder in
I
your
mean, we
show?
don't talk about
No.
the connection to the
But
like
your
cavemen.
character wants to be accepted.
Yes.
Okay,
Sure.
I love it.
Is this show because no one is funnier, but also I've seen you do very very poignant drama. Is this show and I don't know how you do it. I just it's the light, it's the well, it's God, that's how you do it. I know that to be
It also
true.
could just be her. But
Well, it's also
I'm not a religious like
it's also
her.
God.
I believe in the earth and
Well, God made the
soil.
earth. But is Palm Royale drama?
It's I don't want to just say it's a comedy because I think people might assume it's like you know what I mean. It's like I would say it's comedic and dramatic. It's got all of
bit
it.
of both?
It's got a little bit of both. It's
like
like a
life.
little
I like that.
mixture.
Isn't that like
Isn't like that?
one thing
Is
we
this
agree on,
like
Lana?
life.
Is this your first TV show since?
It is. Yeah, I mean, I've done a few things on TV, but this is my first. Like,
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's
That's fun.
yeah. I'm excited for it.
What was your first time on TV and were you nervous?
Was I what?
Well, I guess Saturday Night Live was your first time. Or was there something
I did
before?
a show a very long time ago called The Joe Schmo Show.
I remember this.
Never heard of
Back
it.
in the
It was
day.
the show that every other show is based on.
well, that's a
like Jury
every
Duty
other
and all
show?
this
Like,
stuff.
Not every- no, not every
like a
other
Big
show.
Brother type.
Well,
Yes?
it was like
Oh,
we
it
were
was
all
improv.
improvisers, and then it was a fake reality show. But one of them thought it was real.
See? Yeah.
Oh, it's this right. God.
She was at the precipice
Really
at the
before
beginning.
your time.
Yeah, it was. Oh my God, 2000.
Wow.
Who did you have
something?
Who did you have to be in there? What kind of lies did you have to tell?
My character's name was Dr. Pat, and I was a marriage counselor
already
that had been
hilarious.
married many times. And
But you must have been like 19 years old.
I was 20 something. Yeah. Oh my God, I was so young. But yeah, that was the first time, and then I did like a few commercials, a handful of commercials.
That's great.
Yeah,
I feel like in
Burger
your-
King.
Some oh
Or
really?
no, Dunkin' Donuts was my first one. That was
Dunkin'
my first time.
Donuts is
That's a
kind of
good one.
iconic.
Yeah, and I played a bridesmaid, which is kind of funny.
Oh,
It was a prequel.
in Dunkin' Donuts. I have a question. If you were somebody who's giving advice in that show,
Yeah.
like I feel like in your friend group and people, you might be someone good to be nice and helpful, and you give advice sometimes. Is that part of your personal life?
I don't understand the question.
Me neither.
Like, do
You
I
lost
do I
me.
give advice to my friends?
You seem like you'd be a nice, supportive friend.
Oh, that's fair. Thank you. My friendships are very important to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I try.
It might- but I bet because people think that about you who don't know you, they're probably crazy fans sometimes.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah. But I've been lucky. I mean,
Oh,
the
good.
people are usually very nice and respectful.
I mean,
but
your
yeah,
level
there's been a few.
of notoriety is
Notoriety means known for badness.
no.
No,
Does
not
it?
necessarily.
No, not
Yes, it does.
necessarily.
Notoriety.
Well,
Yeah,
it's-
you're notorious. It's like
You're-
you're a notorious murderer. I'm looking it up right now.
that's notorious.
well,
But you
that
could also be like, she's
Of note.
notoriously.
Beautiful.
Beautiful and fabulous and talented and wonderful. Your
Right? I
notoriety.
don't know. I think so.
But it's on a level I cannot fathom. Like I cannot fathom living in a tornado town and just lying in bed and suddenly your roof's not there. Like I cannot fathom it, and I cannot.
What is happening?
Well,
Tornado town.
Are you saying? Are you talking about the Wizard of Oz and wondering how
no,
people?
I'm just things I can't fathom, like a tornado.
Oh, like you couldn't imagine
ripping-
living in a tornado town.
Right.
Okay.
I cannot fathom your level of notoriety. I'll say it again. So you wake up every day and say, "Oh my God, this is who I am."
Okay, can I just now take my freaking trophy for winning? Notorious. Famous or well known for some bad quality.
Oh, fine.
Or
Sorry, I don't. I take
that's
it
news
back.
to me. I
Los
didn't know that.
Angeles
I retract
is
it.
notorious for its smog.
All right, don't make eye contact with me over it. I don't care. What about that? What if I don't care?
I really didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
If there's one thing we get from this podcast, that is.
But my
know the
question
definition of
stands.
notorious. Yes.
Every day do you wake up and say, wow, I'm me?
I should. I think we all should.
You're right.
I think we all should. I don't. But maybe that's a lesson for me. Maybe that's something I can walk away from this podcast is just to be, grateful. I mean, I'm grateful, but I'm going to start doing that.
Just wake up and say, hey,
Just, hey,
this is great.
what am I saying? I'm me?
Hey,
Wow, I'm me.
Wow, I'm me.
that sounds great.
Yeah, you might have to say it like 10 times to make it sound natural. But that's not necessarily a good thing. You could look in the mirror and go, wow, I'm me. Ugh.
Yeah, you put a definitely. You put a negative spin on everything today.
Well, I just want to make sure everybody's correct. I've been very positive with our guest, and I know time's running out, but
Time's running out.
I have a question.
Please.
Okay.
And also, if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine because it's personal. But you have some kids. And like, how do you be comedian, brilliant lady, also beautiful, which is like not something everybody has, and then you're a mom? How does that work? It's hard.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I haven't worked so much since I've had them, so I'm still trying.
You've been
to.
hands-on with them.
Yes,
Yeah.
I don't like being away, which
Yeah.
is really hard when you have to work because I can't work from my house.
Are they funny?
They are. They are funny. Yes, they are.
Do they try to
I
make?
I think they're
Do
funny.
they try to make you laugh? My children always do. And I don't. Find
They
them
do.
amusing.
We have a little thing of like costumes now that's come into our house.
Oh, fun.
Big basket of wigs, which
Oh,
I'm a big fan of.
there's nothing like a little kid in a
Children in a wig.
Nothing
I like it.
funnier.
Dogs and children in wigs.
Yeah,
Funny stuff.
I mean, because they're so small, they must look like E ET.
yeah. The wigs are big. Yeah. Well, ET doesn't have any hair, right? Oh no. Well, when ET wore the wig,
Well,
you mean?
that one time.
Oh, that one time.
It's a sad time of the podcast.
I don't even feel like we got in for any
Well,
of
feel
I'm
like we
sorry
can
to
have
say,
information.
we can't
We
go
got
for
new
I've
information.
learned a lot.
We learned, yeah. We can't do everything. Maybe she's going to come back again, and we're going to dig in. Basically, what we did is we did the beginning and we did the end, and we left everything out in the middle.
Well, I don't like to talk about the middle.
Great.
That's right.
Well,
Then
great.
that
I
works
don't
out
either.
perfect.
That's my trouble area. That was a
God,
joke.
It was terrible. But here's how we like. You kind of asked this earlier, but I'm going to ask again in a little bit of a different way. How we like to end, and then we'll play a quick zip zap zop before we end, of course.
Oh, wonderful. We'd love to show you how good we are.
First question.
Yeah.
Last question. If someone new's coming out here, some kid from wherever says, I want to do this. I want to join an improv group, or I want to.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them?
Well, I would advise them to go to the Groundlings. I'm just going to plug it right there because it changed my life.
Yeah.
What advice? I feel like part of my advice would be, well, it's not really advice. It's knowing that you have a lot more answers than you think that you do.
Wow.
And that no one else can do you and has your voice. So like other people can say, oh, this script may need blah, 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 or you should blah, blah, blah. But I think checking in with yourself as to what you want to do is the best advice because you're the only one that can do you. No one else can do that.
Wow.
So I do think, because I almost feel like my advice is like, don't listen to other people, but I don't mean to say that. I think you
No,
just
I
have to
get
like
it.
check in. And sometimes you have to go, no, I think I want to do this. And I think that's okay.
That's powerful.
That's great.
Because if you listen to everyone, then you're nobody.
And then you're doing what everybody else is doing.
Right.
Yeah.
you're
And then
not-
you take
you're
a
not
wild
special.
detour, and eventually you could come back to yourself. But my God, it can take a long time.
Yeah, you could
that's
fall down
true.
some stairs.
Oh, boy.
Don't I know
I'm
it?
so sorry.
It's
All right,
not
ready?
your fault.
Oh, we're just jumping
Oh, are we
into
really
it?
playing
Jeez.
zip, zap, zap?
Zap.
I can't tap. Zap.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
you
she's
can't
having
clap
trouble
because
clapping.
of her
Broken arms.
broken arm. That was a great quick game, though.
Yeah, I feel like I really got my improv juices flowing. Well, thank
I'm
you.
sure zip, zap, zop is a nice thing for people listening.
Oh,
Yeah,
to-
exactly.
for
It's
Because
very
to
cool.
hear different people saying zip, zap, zop
Well, I
and
think it's
not
fun.
seeing it visually, I think is probably
Probably fun to wonder which one was that? Who said
Yeah.
that?
Who said that?
Who said zop?
who,
Yeah.
wh-
it's an excellent feature of our show.
Yeah.
improv games on.
Yeah.
Just
on the
only
mic.
hearing them. Yep. All right.
I want to thank you guys for having me and Paula once again.
Thank you. You're the first
you.
one
I feel
who's
like,
done
are we
that.
square now or
I mean, only because we didn't get a lot of the middle stuff, I would probably have you back.
have me back? Well, again, I wouldn't be here, but
How's the paved road, though? Did
Yeah,
that?
how's your
what happened to
driveway?
that?
driveway is great.
Yeah.
Did she put her initials in it?
Did you?
Did you have to drive one of those machines with the wheel that flattens?
No, I do it myself. I have my own.
She does it by hand.
I do it by hand.
With a tiny little spatula.
And it'd be hard.
And it's hot.
My name is in that cement, but she'll never find it.
Oh.
You know what? I'm kind of glad it is.
I sign all my work.
Well, thank you guys. You know, thank you.
Thank you, Kristen.
Thanks, ladies.
WIIG.
Thank you. Woo!
Thanks, guys.
Multiple Talking Women is hosted by Lauren Burns, Ariane Price, and Lisa Shurga, and produced by Cara Fano and Amelia Misko at Stampede Ventures for the Stampede Podcast Network. Okay, I'm done now.